Hey guys, and welcome back. Sorry for the extended break, but we couldn't contact Surrender, and actually Surrender wanted to surrender, but Kranich said he doesn't accept the surrender of Surrender.
Yeah, that's what happened. The Crunch could have taken the default win, but he didn't want to do so. So next match is going to be Purple and
Oh, Kolento.
sorry, Kolento. Yes, and the surrender matches might happen later on if he wakes up. He was in China, returned from China 2 hours ago. If he doesn't show up for the last matches, then in fact he will be disqualified.
Yeah, this is such great sportsmanship from Kranich. Just not taking the default win, just saying, "Hey, I don't want a free win. I want to play versus the guy. I want to prove that I'm actually gonna win versus him." So that's something really good to see. But as you mentioned, the next match, Kolento versus Purple, is something that I really want to see as well. That's the kind of like a battle of titans, right?
Yeah, you could say that Purple, the America's champion and DreamHack winner, going up against one of the most accomplished Hearthstone pros of all time, Kolento. There's no way that match is going to be anything but amazing.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna see Purple versus Kolento for sure. They're preparing right now. We rescheduled, so in the place of Purple versus Kolento, we put Surrender versus Kranich. And I understand Surrender as well because I've been traveling to many events. You've been traveling to many events, and sometimes you have this event so close that you're forced to play from McDonald's or whatever, like on the train from
Oh
Wi-Fi.
yeah,
Because Hearthstone is so amazing, you can play from anywhere, and the tournament's happening all the time.
yeah. That's it's truly something unique with Hearthstone, and yeah, I don't know. Let's see if the Shaman deck from Kolento is gonna snatch another win.
With the drugs.
Yeah, with the drugs.
I wonder what he has in the deck. What else? And I think purple might actually play a priest, which means that priest, even though orange lost with the priest, if that's also dragon priest, then Kolento might have trouble. Like, what do you think overall? Do you think dragon priest is good versus the shaman or bad?
I don't know. It's hard to evaluate. I think Dragon Priest might be too slow. There are some taunts, but if the shaman gets through those taunts, it's a tough call. But I think that the shaman is a favorite. It's just too fast for the priest.
What about Malaga's warlock that we've seen from purple before? If he decides to bring it here again, is that good versus the shaman or not?
Against the shaman, it's probably that should work out against the shaman. Yeah, I think so. There's so many tools to deal with early on. There's a lot of AoE. There's a lot of heals, a lot of taunts. It should be better than a priest against the shaman for sure.
All right, so this will be really interesting to see, and we obviously don't know yet what exactly Purple is playing. We've seen from Kolento all three decks. So he's bringing the Shaman, he's bringing the mid-range Paladin with Murloc Knights that apparently spawn Murloc Knights into Murloc Knights. That was a
Wow.
pretty good match.
Yeah, that's a really good Murloc Knight right there. Let's see if Kolento keeps it. If it's the same Murloc Knight in the next match, maybe there's more Murloc Knights coming.
Absolutely. And yeah, and today we also will see Orange versus Kranich. There's also a match I want to see because those guys are great players. And we mentioned Kranich before. He is one of the deck builders himself. Like he prefers the aggro decks, and he's not afraid to bring new brews. So he was playing the aggro shaman before. Maybe he'll bring it again. And you can see the schedule right now. Kolento versus Orange already done. 3-1 for Kolento. Kolento versus Purple happening right now. And then we'll have Orange versus Kranich and Purple versus Surrender if Surrender shows up.
Yeah, the timing, if you look at the arrow, it says that this Kolento Purple match would start in 1 hour, but we are ahead of schedule, so we are actually going to jump into that game because of what happened with Surrender. So don't look at these times too much, but that's the order of the matches today.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just to remind you guys, $50,000 prize pool, 20 pro players, 4 groups, round robin, everybody playing versus everybody within the group. And then 2 players will actually advance from the group to the second group stage, which will be GSL. And let's see, this is the scores for today. So 2 players will advance from this group to the second group stage. Who do you think is going to advance? It's easy to say Kolento because he already won one, but it's not always certain.
Purple has been doing so well that it's hard to bet against him right now if I was a betting man. So let's say Kolento and Purple. Those are my picks. But Orange, even though he's down, he's not out. I wouldn't be too surprised if he also made a comeback in his later matches.
Absolutely. I think like everybody has a good chance to get still out of this group. And even if they fall here, if they don't get out, we will have some last chance matches as well, so that maybe some more players can do it. But I would again like bet for Kolento probably. And well, Kolento and purple seems the strongest, but if that's purple and Kranich, I would not be surprised as well. If that's orange and Kolento, not surprised. Kranich surrender. It can happen, but I think, especially because Kranich is playing versus Surrender at some point, one of them will not make it.
Yeah, no weak players here. It's a really skill heavy group, so to say, as all the groups here is at StarLadder. And you can't really call any of these guys an upset if they were to go through. Like if Kranich or Surrender, even though we didn't name them for our picks, if they made it through, that would not be a huge surprise because they are talented players.
Absolutely. And also, they will not be able to play with the latest wing from League of Explorers, but they are able to play with the first two. And we've already seen some really cool synergies and situations. Reno Jackson was pretty strong before. Brown Bronzebeard, really great card, especially with that Malagas Warlock. And we've even seen some Ethereal Conjurer being played by Amazon Strifecrow. So a lot of new and interesting cards. Dark Peddler is doing great. Keeper of Uldamanu even today.
Yeah, I'm loving the League of Explorers so far. Only, well, now we got the third wing out, but it's not even all out yet, and already so many cards making a splash. It's quite amazing. It's refreshing to see after Blackrock Mountain and Grand Tournament. Maybe did not like refresh the metagame that much, or not as much, or as fast anyway.
So, what's your favorite card so far from the first two wings?
My favorite card, I think it has to be Reno Jackson. It's just it's so good, and the matchups where it works well against the aggressive decks. Like those are the decks I want to be beating when I'm playing ladder. It feels so good to heal back to full against the base hunter or similar type of aggressive strategy. There's like no feeling that you can compare to it. So I'm gonna go with Reno. I got an emote on my channel too, like it's Reno, and I'm loving it.
Oh,
Reno
wow.
is my favorite.
It's pretty cool, pretty cool. My favorite is Bran, but before I go on a rant why I really like Bran Bronzebeard, we have Kolento and Purple here preparing for the match. Purple was laughing just a moment ago. He probably has his teammates next to him somewhere. And he is bringing Warlock, so that might be the Malagos Warlock. He's bringing Warrior, which I would say it's Patron, because he had a lot of success with Patron before. And that Priest, which might be Dragon Priest. And that's exactly it. Dragon Priest from Purple versus Kolento's Aggressive Shaman.
Yeah, Pebble was laughing there, but I don't think he was laughing at the Shaman, which might have been the case a month ago, because now with those strokes, Shaman it seems to be at a better position.
Absolutely, with the new cards and Elemental Distraction. Look at this hand, Savit. What is this?
I don't know. I want to do a Kolento interview right now and ask him about it. It's looking awesome.
It's such a cool card.
Yeah, this is a really strange deck list. I wonder what else is there.
And Purple is playing the Death Lord one.
Yeah.
With Sorcerer as well. He has a pretty good curve here.
Yeah, absolutely amazing curve from Purple here. Going that 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as good as it gets. Sometimes with the Priest you struggle a little bit with finding the cards that you need in time, but he's not having any issues right now.
For me, it's really interesting how Kolento will actually handle Overload, because Overload is a mechanic that's native to Shaman, but a lot of people said that this is why the class is bad. Overload is a bad mechanic. So if Kolento actually kind of controls Overload, if he plays with Overload correctly, maybe that Shaman deck is actually good.
Yeah, it could very well be. Here with an interesting decision, because the most mana efficient play would be the Dragonkin Sorcerer, but it's his only Dragon in hand right now, so then the Corruptor would no longer be functional. So he chooses just to go with that Death Lord here.
Yeah, Death Lord makes a lot of sense. Not only because it's blocking damage, but also facing this kind of deck, you do not expect anything big dropping from the Death Lord.
Oh yeah, it does stop those minions for the moment right on their tracks. And I have to say, he's looking really good for Pebble right now. He's still at full health, and Kolento doesn't have all that much going right now. Elemental Destruction, let's see what pops out. But there's so many small minions that it's probably gonna be one of those.
That's decent.
Yeah, it's only a 2-drop, but it's not too bad, I would say, because there were a lot of one drops in Kolento's deck too, and now he doesn't get that extra overload from it.
And
That-
0 mana for Kolento. That feels bad.
0 mana, yes, and no Wisp top deck, so nothing he can play this turn. Purple with some decisions here. He could Shadow Word Pain, but developing the board, even without the Battle Cry from the Corruptor, seems quite powerful. Getting that 5/4 on the board.
But there actually is a second Elemental Distraction and Lava Shock as well, so he'll be able to deny the overload.
It's true.
He's going for the draws though. Okay.
And the Mana Tide has so much burn. What a cool deck this is from Kolento. I haven't seen anything quite like it before.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is really different. We know that he's running double Doomhammer. I wonder if he's running any spell damage cards as well. And a good decision not to go for the Elemental Distraction yet, because you know Priest wants to play even more minions. You expect something bigger on turn 7 as well. So let's see if Purple actually plays around it.
No, that's too big. Well, those minions are not too spectacular. So maybe he will hold back, but I don't know if he expects the second. Wow, more cards. So how much damage does he have? 2 lightning bolts, crackle, lava burst, rock biter, and even the lava shock.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot of damage.
It sure is, Nimsh. Let's see what the Kolento can do here. Well, the card that Kolento really would like to draw right now would be the Doomhammer, because that's a lot of damage, but it's also a lot of sustained damage. He can attack for a lot of turns with it. Those lightning bolts, lava burst, yeah, they do deal quite a bit of damage, but the priest is at 25 right now and can heal every turn, so it is causing a little bit of an issue not finding that Doomhammer just yet.
He actually got Thalanos, which is a spell damage minion, so it provides you with even more damage. But yeah, that 25 that you mentioned is actually not a great number for Kolento. But he is not dead yet. He is far from dying, actually. Just 9 damage on board.
Yeah, Purple's deck is not really doing anything right now. Oh, this is getting weird.
He is not dying, which is important, and he has a really big minion on board. Have we seen Hex from Kolento before?
We have, yes. He had a Hex in a earlier match. Oh, another Rock Fighter.
Oh man, he just needs that one Doomhammer.
It's like one Doomhammer off lethal. Well, not quite.
Yeah. Well, here he probably just needs to clear the board. It's getting really dangerous.
It sure is. So he probably has to use even one of those single target spells.
Oh.
So maybe a lightning bolt.
He gets 5 damage, which is pretty good. Now he will be able to just lightning bolt instead of
Instead of crackle. Yeah. This also allows him to totem.
And now totem up. And Kolento did not make a mistake. He will have to actually clear that if Elemental Distraction will hit only for 4.
Yeah, but Purple looking at some of his smaller minions and 2 situational cards, 2 situational spells that don't really do anything in this situation.
There is a Hex.
Yep, there it is.
Well, this Hex might still be useful. It's not useful now, but Kolento just unlocking the mana crystals. Suddenly mana. Oh man. So yeah, if Kolento gets time, and it seems like he will have time, because it's Priest. Like, Priest will not just kill you when you're at 12, especially with just a small minion on board. Kolento might still take this game with all those cards he actually got.
Yeah, Dragon Priest has pretty much no burst in it. Some of the Orkenized Soul priests might run Flash Heals or Light of the Narus. So there's like this tiny chance that those type of priests would burst you out, but Kolento knows that there's nothing he really needs to worry, and he has at least a couple of more turns before he needs to start worrying too much.
Alright,
Goes with the Crackle. Let's see if he rolls a 3. Nope,
he got a good
it's
hit.
5.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's absolutely fine. Zombie Chow feels bad at this point. You wanted something like Ysera, even though there is a Hex. Like, you wanted, I don't know, Kappa Shadow Priest wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, Kappa Shadow Priest would have been quite good. Not that amazing, but it would have definitely helped. Zombie Shadow. Potentially the worst possible draw. Maybe another Shadow or Death would have been even worse.
And there is the spell damage totem. So suddenly, Kolento will have double spell damage open.
Now he did use some of his damage spells already, so he doesn't have that crackle, he doesn't have the second lightning bolt.
Now, man, Cleric is something that he maybe could have used to draw cards, but nothing to back it up. And he can't play the dragon. He needs to keep the dragon for something like Blackwing Raptor, Twilight Guardian. He needs this small battery.
Yeah, that's
dragon powers.
Right now, Kolento, all he is thinking about is top decking the Doomhammer. Doomhammer is the card he wants to see.
Yeah, Doomhammer is a card that's just gonna win him the game. He still has a lot of small cards though. He has the Trogs, he has Leper Gnomes. He used double draw card already. He will draw one more maybe from Thalnos, but for now it's good for him if Thalnos is 5.
I just said that the only draw worse than Zombie Chow would be the Shadow of Death, and ta-da, there it is!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Are we going to see lethal next turn possibly with that Trog that's free? Okay, let's count damage, Savit. So
It's
Trog is dead.
that's not like math is hard. Oh.
7 damage from Lava Burst, 5 damage from Lightning Bolt, so that's 12. And Crackle is at least 5, so it's 17. 2 damage on board, 19. Plus 6, 25. Can you Crackle? Crackle is from 3 to 6, right?
No, yeah, originally, but now it's from 5 to 8 with the double spell power, so it could be 8. So that even with an 8 Crackle, it would be a little bit short for now.
Yeah.
You would have 28. I believe it would be 28. 6 from the Rock Biters, 8 from the Clacker, that's 14. But the Lava Burst is...
well, he can start
7.
bursting anyway. He doesn't have it
Yeah.
yet, but like he will not be able to play all those cards in one turn. Like if he gets a Doomhammer, so he needs to spend some cards on damage.
Yep.
And that's an 8.
Oh, he gets the 8, but it's definitely off.
Oh man, so much damage. Goes for Feral Spirit as well.
Yep.
How much overload there is? So the 2 from Feral, 1 from Crackle, 1 from Lightning Bolt is 4. So you have 6 mana available.
And let's see if he finds the Doomhammer. There it is.
But he will not have mana.
Yeah, he has 4 overload.
Yeah. Second Doomhammer as well.
2 Doomhammers.
I guess that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit silly because like the second one doesn't really do anything, but better show 2 than none, I guess.
Absolutely. Oh
Yeah.
man, and next turn he again has the Rogue Biter, so 10 damage, and with Lava Burst it's 15. And this means that's it?
Yeah, that's going to do it. Purple heals up to 9, but that's nowhere near enough. Kolento looking at 15 damage.
Oh man, this game was excellent actually. Purple had an advantage in the very beginning,
Winning.
it seemed, but he wasn't able to capitalize on it, and he was drawing into Zone for Chows and North Shire Clerics and Shadow War Death. Shadow War Death, absolutely dead card in this matchup, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any target for it. Maybe if the Drog gets overloaded enough, the Drog can go up to 5 and then you can Shadow Death it, but aside from that, I don't think we saw any minions from Kolento that it could even potentially be 5 attack.
Oh man, this Shaman deck, it seems like Kolento is trolling us with a new archetype. Just Elemental Distraction actually works. All those cards worked. And
Yeah.
versus Orange, he got a really fast start, which is normal. Okay, if you have an aggro deck, you have fast start, you win. But versus Purple, he played kind of like a control-ish deck with the Combo Burst.
Yeah, it's a really cool deck, and it's probably quite cheap to build as well. So if you're watching at home and you want to try it out, I don't think it's and if you don't have already all the cards yet, I think it's one that you can make even if you don't have everything. Blood Mage maybe is a legendary, but aside from that, I don't think we saw any
Doomhammers,
legendaries.
Epics, I think that might be a bit, but not that many
Okay,
legendary
but
cards.
still, yeah, in comparison.
Yeah. All right, game number 2. Purple is bringing this Malygos Warlock deck that we've seen before. And if you guys haven't seen it, so Malygos deck means that there are dragons and there is some burst. You just want to play the dragons early, get some board advantage, and then slam Malygos and combo out. So just deal damage with Soulfire and Dark Bombs. You have still Thorison, but there are new cards in this deck that really they work really well. Dark Peddler can give you a second Soulfire. Brown Bronzebeard.
With Bran, you can get a lot of soul fires or power overwhelming. The cards just go really well in Malygos Walk overall, because you don't have to put those extra soul fires in the deck. You have a good chance to pick them up from the Bran Peddler or just the Peddler.
I think like Bran works well with almost any card in this deck. So with Twilight Guardian, it gets +1 more attack. With Twilight Drakes, you get double health. With Healbot, you heal 16. With Corruptor, you deal 6 damage.
Yeah.
With Big Game Hunter,
you can hunt twice.
You hunt twice the same minion. You can't target another minion, but it does shoot twice.
Yeah, it actually, in reality, it doesn't do anything at all. If somebody's unfamiliar with with how those cards work together, but it's still it's really cool effect. Some like for other battle cries.
Yeah.
I don't know if Purple plays low tap. With a low tap too, like if you play Bran into low tap, all the spells in your opponent's hand do cost 10 mana more, which makes them pretty much unplayable.
That's a really good combination. And
you got backstab for 10 mana still, so not completely unplayable.
Yeah, that's true. Preparation.
Yeah, you got prep.
Okay, so let's look at the early game. It seems like Purple took some damage, but Kolento actually has an okay board. A True Silver Champion killing that 5/4 will be really nice. He can even use hero power. He doesn't need to develop Sylvanas here. He can use the hero power to get just a Murloc. So he's in okay position for now. There is Hellfire though for Purple.
Yep, and Purple was setting up for the Hellfire. We saw that the Blackwing Corruptor being used on the Murloc Knight, and that is because of those Hellfires. He will be able to take it out next turn. It's extremely important to kill the Murloc Knight quickly, and Soulfire is not something you're gonna cast on it because of the discard, which might potentially go on an important card.
Yeah, not to mention that you want to have Soulfires at the end of the game, especially versus deck like Paladin that you know is gonna heal himself to some extent, so you might rely on Malygos finish. I really like this deck because most of the time you actually do not rely on Malygos. It's a combo that's in your deck and it's pretty cool, but you can just win with the minions with just normal burst cards as well.
That's right. Hungry Crab! What, just a little bit later, Murloc Knight has been already cleared off the board. But there is a second one in Kolento's deck, so if the second Murloc Knight ever does get played, that Hungry Crab is going to eat it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I would love to see it, actually. Malygos there is, wow, and Thorison as well, so he's not gonna play Thorison this turn, but the fact that he has Malygos and Soulfire in hand is really good for Purple.
Yeah, it sure is. There's another Soulfire. The other two options are pretty bad, so an easy pick there. Big Game Hunter takes care of the Dr. Boom.
So double Soulfire after Malygos is 18 damage if you do not discard the first Soulfire with the second one.
That's true. There's always that chance that the first Soulfire discards the second one, but usually it shouldn't happen if you have a handful of cards, and your chances are that you will get to keep it. Alright, Kolento going for the juggles here. See where they go. Bingo! And there's the Big Game Hunter. Now wiped off the board.
Yeah, it worked pretty well, but there is a Hellfire. On the other hand, Purple is actually dropping super low. It's Paladin though, it's a mid-range Paladin, so versus Paladin you do not expect that much burst. So if he Hellfires now... Oh wow, he's even life tapping here.
He's so low here, wow.
Yeah, so this means like he's not afraid. Paladin can burst you for 4 with True Silver Champion, and he's seen one True Silver Champion already.
Yep.
Consecration is one more burst card, but there is not that much burst.
Yeah, the last True Silver in combination with a Consecration would do with Keeper Full Demand, not quite. There's a lot of damage now for Purple, just with the Azure Drake and the damage spells. How much is that? The Azure Drake into Dark Bomb help Soulfire would be 14 damage from the hand. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and free on board. And also purple, I believe, is playing double heal bot. So life tapping aggressively to get the heal bot can actually work for him.
Yep. And I hear Kolento draws 3 cards, but does not find that Crucial Champion that he was hoping to get. There is only one remaining in Kolento's deck, so it's not like getting super unlucky not finding it. But if he does get it here on his next throw, the game will end.
Yeah, this is so close. He just needs True Silver. That's
Hammer.
not it. It's
That
too much
doesn't
damage.
quite do it, and now he's struggling to clear this board.
Yeah,
Things are looking good for purple now.
absolutely, with the Malygos Darkbomb double Soulfire. That's so much damage for purple. So
Yeah.
2 taunts. But Kolento can deal with those? Not really. The taunts are actually stopping the attacks, right?
Yep.
But then with Darkbomb, that's 15 plus 11, 21?
And the Soulfire does not discard the other
6.
Soulfire.
Wow. Alright, so that's it. It's double Soulfire, Darkbomb, Malygos from hand, and purple just sips some drink. Kolento's like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good, man, when it works out like that. When you get those Malygos combos going. Such a powerful play with the Malygos Darkbomb and Soulfire.
That was 26 damage, right? 15 from Malygos, and then 8 plus 3, 11, 26, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It can be a little bit difficult to pull off at times. Malygos is an expensive card, and in order to be able to play the Dark Bombs on the same turn, you have to play Emperor Torison first. So sometimes it arrives a little bit too late, but like you mentioned earlier, the deck is not solely reliant on the Malygos combo, and sometimes can win even without it.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, but we will not see more Malygos deck because this is Conquest, so Malygos deck is locked for now, and purple is bringing his Priest again, that lost versus Kolento's Shaman. Kolento bringing the Paladin, so this is kind of like the loser deck battle.
Yeah, one of these losing decks is going to grab a win here. Purple looking a little bit disgusted there at looking at all those 3 drops. He can obviously only play one of them on turn 3. No turn 1 or 2. That's a bad start.
Not having the coin as well. Are we looking forward to the new drop for Priest? The 2 mana 1/2?
I don't know how to feel about it. It seems a little bit weak, but it can be powerful. Like some of the Discover cards have been way better than I expected originally, so it might be really good. Well, we just have to wait and see.
Alright. So there's the Death Lord, and Death Lord versus Paladin might be really tricky, especially if it brings Tyrion. Like, even if it brings Dr. Boom, if there's no Shadow Word Death, that's a formidable 7/7 on board. So there's a couple of really good targets.
Yeah, there is a purple with no dragon for his Twilight Guardian right now, so just gonna go with that Dark Cultist because the Guardian would not get the attack buff and the taunt.
True Silver Champion, pretty good to deal with the Death Lord, and let's see what the minion... Actually, just kill the Death Lord with the 3/4 and then 4/2 into 3/4.
Yeah, that's it, perfect.
And the minion is Belcher, a really good minion.
Yeah, definitely a great minion to get there. Something like an Iron Beak Owl or Big Game Hunter would have been a disaster. The belts are very solid. Good tempo gain there.
So purple can finally do something with the Blackwing Raptor. He needs to keep that Twilight Guardian in the battery. Goes for the kill there. Cabal Shadow Priest is not terrible. I'm also looking at Holy Nova. That might be an option. Cabal Shadow Priest with Shrinkmeister. Will it work on something?
Yeah, on the Belcher, for example, but the Shiller Minibot on its own is already such a great target that I'm pretty sure he wants to play it next turn and not try to wait for 8 mana.
What's there for Kolento though? True Silver Champion dealing with the 5/4 really easily. You have good minions on board. Do you need a second weapon? Maybe second Belcher? He's going for the Peacekeeper, right? So...
Yeah, so he wants to hold on to the weapon for now and just use his minions. Really heads up played here, keeping it that the True Silver and using the Shielded Minibot instead. So now it's not as good of a Cabal as it was before. If Kolento kept the Divine Shield on it, I'm certain that Purple would have played his Cabal there.
It seems like purple is going for Azure Drake that he just picked up to maybe dig for the Light Bomb. to deal with this board. And
Yep.
keeping Cabal as well for the future shenanigans. And there is the Murloc Knight again. It really works for Kolento.
Yeah. Let's see what he gets.
If that's Old Murkai is one of the cards I really like. Again, the 2/2.
Yeah, another blue. Sorry, what's the Murloc Oracle?
Cold
Light Oracle. Murloc Oracle. No, that's not it. Cold Light Oracle. I've played plenty of those in my rogue deck. I should remember the name. I'm just so bad with the names.
No problem. There's like Cold Light Oracle and Cold Light Seer. So really similar names for Murlocs.
Right. And now Purple is approaching that 8 mana, so something like Shrink Master into Cabal on the Murloc Knight
How
would
much
be
damage is
possible.
there on board, Savids? Is it like really close to lethal? It's 15 actually. And
Oh wow.
oh man, he can't go for everything. If he would be able to equal it, no, not even then. But it's still
Equality.
looking great for.
Absolutely. It's actually very close to lethal right here. It doesn't quite have it, but it's so close. Trying to see how much will old Murkai be.
Yeah, I wonder if there was any way to like try to see if you get old Murkai and then maybe buff it even by playing the Murloc Knight. But yeah, he's going for double Murloc Knight, which is quite amazing, I have to say. Oh man! Purple is just getting his hair out of his head. He's like, no, I don't want to fight versus those frogs. He concedes. Too much frog power on the board.
Yeah.
And this is not even the OTK Paladin. Have you seen the new build that Dice was playing?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, and this is not it, but just the Murloc Knights, even Kolento, a little bit of a smile there with all the Murloc Knights. Wow, that was a really cool game.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Time to add some hungry crabs.
The Dark Peddler can give you a hungry crab, so it can work. It was nice for us and for the viewers, but it wasn't nice for Purple. He is refusing to play Priest again. He has still to win. He still has to win with it if he wants to win the match, but he changes to the Patron deck.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he most likely considers the warrior. This does not look like a patron deck, by the way. It looks like a control since you see the shield maidens, but I guess he considers this to be stronger against the druid. He does have to win with both of his decks, so it's possible he also picked the deck that he considers the weaker one. Kind of like maybe save everybody's time a little bit, because he does have to win with both.
Yeah, you're actually right. I assume this is Patron because he was mostly playing Patron before the big tournaments, but it makes sense if he changes the deck. If this is the Slam Bash version, it might actually be alright versus Druids. Something like super heavy control. That Stanislas Sivka was playing before as well, and he was successful versus Druids actually.
Yep. And Purple with a little bit of a slow draw. Iron Big Owl is a card that we usually don't see in a control warrior, but sure, why not? I mean, seems alright.
I think Stan Sivka was playing one before, but yeah, you need a very specific deck to be able to go versus Druids, because most of the time Druid actually has a good matchup versus Warrior because of this good minions in the very beginning and then the combo to finish things off. So what do you do this turn, Savits, being Kolento? Do you coin Shredder, or is there anything else? Or maybe...
Good. Huh. There's a few options here. I don't know. There's a lot of options. He could do almost anything here. Like he could innervate the low tap and just play the Shredder on curve. But the innervate low tap feels a bit weird because you don't really get any use out of the battle cry. You could coin a Shredder, but then the next turn looks awkward.
You do expect Death Spite, do you? Like on turn 4?
Kinda, yes.
Alright, he decides not to attack versus into that Armor Smith. There's no Death Spite for Purple though.
Nope. The load up is going to work out just fine. Yeah, this is nicer on the curve for sure than coining out the Shredder would have been. And Kolento gonna smork it up here. Just going face with both of his minions.
Yeah, I think by now it's obvious that there was no Death Spite, so he knows that he is quite safe. But Iron Begal, a very surprising card as you mentioned, and works well here versus that Shade.
Yeah, definitely. Getting an extra draw and some easy armor from the Shade, that's Silence down to 2/2.
And there is a... Kolento kind of whiffs here. There is nothing great he can play for 5 or 6 mana. So Savager is something that he can use.
Something like a swipe would have been amazing, but Kolento does not have it at the moment. Oh, it's an interesting turn. Taking out the Armor Smith.
It makes sense because...
Rotting the 3/3. Oh, he wants to draw. Just taking out the Owl.
Yeah, it makes sense to kill the Armor Smith because with so many small minions on the board, if there will be a Whirlwind effect, something like Revenge maybe, then purple will just get a lot of armor. Like even trading the small minions into the big minions.
Yep. The purple from the tackle it picks up a Sludge Belcher. Excellent draw there, considering that Kolento already has a Shredder on the board, and that 4/3 stat line of Shredder does not match up well against the 3/5 of Sludge Belcher.
It actually
Also,
locks it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it kind of does. And another important thing about that is that purple is so low on HP, so just playing Harrison Jones, it would have also meant that he's taking more damage to his face.
He is, in fact, low on HP, but on the other hand, he does have the Shield Maiden, and he has double Shield Maiden and Alexstrasza. So if he is able to stabilize right here, right now, he might actually escape the range of Kolento's combos.
We'll see. This is going to be a powerful turn. That Shield Maiden into Shield Sun absolutely perfect here. If he could have chosen a play for this turn, or having his entire deck in his hand, I'm pretty sure he would have still done this exact play.
And there is a Bash as well for purple. A great card from TGT. I wouldn't say that it's undervalued because by this time a lot of people know how good this card is.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kolento picking up the second combo piece here, so he has access to the Force of Nature Savage Roar right now if he wants to do so. Also, Azure Drake in the swipe for that spell power. Wow, Kolento has a lot of options for next turn.
Yeah, but then purple is clearing the board, I believe, and having a good situation himself. Just escaping the range, as mentioned. At the moment, he is at 19. Recognizing the power of the combo as well, just killing the Torison.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. So many options here. The Drake swipe is not exactly bad because he can't squeeze in the hero power, so the Belcher would survive at 3/1.
Yeah, he can Wrath as well. I mean, like with Drake, swipe, Wrath, he can do it. So Dr. Boom probably is the best play because you do develop your board, you play something big, and you still can Wrath.
Yep. Deals with that Belcher.
But there is an Execute, and there is a Death Spite now.
Yeah, that Execute's so important for purple here. Getting to deal with that Dr. Boom. And only spending 1 mana to do so.
Shield Maiden will probably be the biggest minion that can be played now. Armor up to escape the range even more. Would you consider killing the bomb with the Fireworks instead?
I would have considered it, but feels a bit weird. I don't know if it's necessarily like required. It would have been an option for sure.
You're at 26, so you're in a good shape overall. But now the swipe is really good.
Yeah. Okay, the Boombots goes face, so Kolento will have to use his hero power now to finish off the Harrison Jones, but he's still at 14 HP, so he's safe from something like Cruel Taskmaster and Chroma Shellscream.
Have we seen double Innervate? We've only seen one Innervate from Kolento. Yeah, I think we've seen one. We've seen Savager before, so for him it's still open. If he gets an Innervate, Druid of a Claw, Force, Savager. And
no, he doesn't need an Innervate. Just a Savage Roar would be enough to cast a double combo, because he got it on 2 pieces.
But he played one before, I think.
Oh! Did he?
Yeah, he played when...
Oh.
Or was it previous... No, he played it before, I think, yeah, to just attack. That's why purple is so low.
Okay. Alright. Alexstrasza getting played here. Purple healing for just a little bit, more importantly, getting that big minion on the board.
So there's the first Savage Roar Force.
Yeah. Very efficient, gets to deal with that Alex Raza. This is some good advice for some newer players. Quite often, players tend to hold on to their Force of Nature Savage Roar to deal the killing blow, but that's not necessary. Like, there's no real reason to do so. It was very good here. He got the Roar on not only the three ends, but also on that Azure Drake. And Purple getting full board clear, with the Geron also being able to deal with the Shade, which otherwise would be...
Yeah, but he drops to 8, so now 1 more damage would be enough.
That's right, and the Alex Raza is already played Kolento, Force of Nature, Hero Power, 7 damage.
This is actually super close. So if Kolento goes for face, is it even good? Like, he's dealing a lot of damage, but then Geddon is essentially 9 damage, and the weapon can be 4, so 13.
Yeah, I mean, we know that it's no good. He needs to trade here, or at least taunt up.
But then, like, using Force of Nature to just trade and playing a 2-3 that dies the weapon. Alright, so Kolento goes for the minions. 4-6 taunt makes a lot of sense. If he would go for the face, then almost anything kills him.
Yep. Kolento, sorry, Purple. On the execute would do that's 1 in 3 lethal if he wants to go for it.
Yeah.
1 in 3 chance. If the Baron Geddon was to win that brawl with the Geddon and the death spites in his hand, he would finish off the game. Oh man, what a decision.
I think he'll be 1 off actually, right? It's 9, 13. No, he will actually.
No,
you're right.
It would be lethal.
It will be lethal. Still, this is pretty close. There is actually Kolento used double Savager already. He used 1 Force of Nature. He has 1 Force of Nature in hand. Is there anything else to deal damage? Like if he gets Keeper of the Grove, that's +2.
Whoa! And he goes for it. No, but that's good. Okay, well that's the fair result, I would say, because that's that's the average result. If the Druid of the Claw won, then Kolento would have won the game. If the Geddon would have won, then Purple would have won the game, and now it's still up in the air.
Actually, oh man, there's Keeper, but it's not. Is it enough? It shouldn't be enough.
It's not quite enough.
He's like 1 damage off.
That's right.
But he can still probably go for it. If that would be a Wrath or something.
Yeah.
Swipe was winning. Oh man, it's so close.
Yeah, it certainly is. Purple needs to throw something to either heal up or...
Bash is not bad. If he
Bash would help. Armor Smith, don't think it's enough. If he used the minion on that first. Hold on. No, Kolento. Hold on. I'm doing the math right now. That is going to do it. There's 2 power on the board. With that Force of Nature, Hero Power, it is going to be a total of 9 damage.
And with the swipe.
Yeah, even a swipe. He didn't need that though.
Yeah. Alright, so Kolento takes the match, takes the series. That was pretty intense, Savitz. That was pretty intense.
It was such a back and forth match. That brawl, if he won the brawl, he would have won the game. He had to go for it there. A good call from Purple, in my opinion. Even though it didn't work out this time, he was very low on HP and Kolento holding on to the Force of Nature. He had to make something happen, and unfortunately, this time it didn't work out for him.
Absolutely. I had really high expectations with regards to this match, and I think the guys delivered. That was an excellent match from both sides and a lot of fun.
I think so too, and those 2 decks that we were kind of hyping up before the match, the Shaman from Kolento and the Malukas Warlock from Purple, taking easy wins, but after that there was some of the other decks that kind of struggled, like Purple struggled with his Priest, and yeah, Kolento wins this time.
Absolutely. But Purple is not eliminated. This is round robin. He will have to play versus other players as well. And I think we're ready to go into the break. We'll update you guys as soon as there is something happening. If surrender returns, we'll let you know as soon as possible. But now we're ready to go to the break. So see you guys in a bit. Okay.
We've traversed the tombs of Naxxramas. We've climbed every cliff on Black Rock. Now the world cries out for heroes. As a new evil rises, there will be danger. There will be doom. There will be ancient temples filled with relics, treasures, and traps. Who will answer the call?
Explorers lead, and we are in need.